My name is Aaron Ladd, host of the Chief Squad Show here in the Locked On Podcast Network. Kansas City has found their future quarterback. Do we have faith in their new addition? We discuss in this episode.
I'm Ryan Tracy, and don't take your radars off because this search for quarterback is not over.
I'm Darren Smith. I don't know what the hell they talking about. We down here in San Francisco, kicking it on Radio Row. Let's do this.
Chiefs Kingdom, stand up. It's the Chiefs Squad. Everything Kansas City Chiefs every week. Breaking down all the big hits and game-changing plays from Arrowhead Stadium. The way only the Locked On Podcast Network can. Squad up. The Chiefs Squad Show starts now.
The Chief Squad Show is everywhere. We got all four members of our team here.
That's right. For you, man said he wasn't finna get docked for no pay. He said, "I'm coming to work."
Never late. Never late.
Today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. It is the last call for football on FanDuel. If you're a new customer, bet just $5 and get $200 in bonus bets if you win. We will talk Kansas City's addition to the quarterback room as well as the Pro Bowl, which is still going on. Is this the last year for the Pro Bowl? We'll discuss. Matt Nagy finds a landing spot after going on tour for what it seemed was a couple weeks. What that fit looks like for Matt Nagy and how it impacts Kansas City. Our free agent focus continues as we shine our light on Jaylen Watson. Is he crucial to what Kansas City is looking to do in 2026? As well as the first part of our Super Sunday preview, inching closer to Super Bowl 60. Can't have the game, can't have the show here on the Chief Squad Show without you all, the fans, the audience, the listeners. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. You know what? Tell a friend also. Not just like, comment, subscribe. That's not enough. Tell a friend about us. You like us. You watch us every week. We want to get all those numbers up, and we appreciate y'all. Special shout out to those who make us your first listen, as well as the everydayers who listen to every single show here on the Locked On Podcast Network. JC, let's go to you first. We missed you on the intro, but you're here just in time. No worries, no worries. Set the scene for us down there. What's it like in San Francisco?
Man, I haven't seen anything but traffic so far. I was racing to get from the airport to the hotel and rushing to try to get checked in to get to the room and trying to rush everybody, said hi to a couple people real quick and got up here and tried to get connected. So haven't seen anything yet. As soon as I get off, gonna grab something to eat, but I'm right down here in the mix. It's crowded and crazy already downtown down here.
JC getting straight to work. Darren Smith was signing some autographs before you got on. He was
yeah.
I mean, look. I came days in advance, you know what I'm saying? I don't show up late to the party, you know what I'm saying? I don't even show up late to the after party. That's just how it is around here.
We know Darren Smith will be happy at the media festivities. Our guys got boots on the grounds there in San Francisco.
So, yeah, I can go past 6 if you want to, but I'm getting on that bus. So.
Okay. He has business to attend to, and so do we. Let's talk the Chiefs' addition in the quarterback room. This is from Mike Garafolo. It was confirmed by the player himself on social media. Quarterback Jake Haener is joining Kansas City. He was the 4th-round pick for the Saints, was on the practice squad at the end of the season. His contract expired, and he chose to head to Kansas City. We knew that there would be changes in the quarterback room. We've talked about this ad nauseum on this platform. Who's going to be the guys that get you through camp? Who are going to be the guys out there that can help install the system, can help run plays, can possibly, maybe, potentially fill in maybe 1 or 2 weeks before Pat is fully 100% ready to go? Start with you, Ryan. You absolutely did not like this on the intro. Is Jake Haener just a camp arm, or could he potentially be more in Kansas City's future?
I think he is more than that. And give him credit. He came in and he tried to get some things done. He got a start down in New Orleans. He ran a system like the man's thrown some dagger routes before. Like he can fit into the offense. I know he's capable of that. But I see him more as competition with Chris Oladokun than I do as competition for the backup role. I do think he's a guy that can maybe push Chris a little bit. I think they saw some things the end of the season that they'd like to improve, and maybe a little bit of fire under there, and that competition level helps everybody at the level of the third quarterback. But I still feel like if Gardner Minshew's ready to go, like he would probably get the nod over a Jake Haener type, unless they feel there's enough investment to keep him around for a couple of years, let him grow in the system as Chris Oladokun has.
JC, what you think? You know you're not the biggest Chris O fan on this program.
Yeah, but Jake Hader, I mean, who? I mean, he came in.
Literally.
Well, yeah, fourth round and hadn't done anything. So, I don't expect anything from him other than, just the camp body, OTA body. They got to have some guys to throw the ball and that kind of stuff. I don't think we're going to see him on the field at all. I don't think he's a threat to I'd be surprised if he made the team, to be honest with you. But he's a cheap guy, a cheap arm, right? Didn't have to spend a bunch of money to sign him. And, same with Chris. I mean, he didn't show very much. And, I'm with Ryan. I think Minshew right now would be the guy. Especially if he's healthy, like they say he is. But yeah, not this signing didn't do anything for me.
Darren, when I say Oladokin, Haener, and Minshew, what is your reaction to that headed into
Patrick, I need you to hurry up and get back here. I don't care. I don't care if you come back 2 months early. Hurry up. Do not subject. Look, it's cool being here on a break, so to speak, here in San Francisco. But no, we need you back early. And I say we this time. We need you back early. The Super Bowl's going to need you because the ratings are going to drop. People, it's cool. The atmosphere is great, but the vibes opening night was horrible. If you were in the San Jose Convention Center, it looked like they were just trying to throw something together as it relates to that. This is no. Patrick needs to get back. They need to get back to winning. Get back to business. Get back to the SC Championship game.
What does that have to do with Jake Hader? What does that have to do with the new quarterback for your Kansas City Chiefs?
You asked me what I thought about it. I told you what I thought. I threw up in my mouth. He does nothing, just like JC. I didn't know who he was. You all mentioned the quarterback battle, Brewer or something like. I mean, this is worth than talking about a 5th round draft pick or something. And he's a 4th rounder.
You spent a lot of time talking about a 5th round draft pick, by the way.
You know what? Yeah. He's a Pro Bowl too. He's a Pro Bowl too. What is this guy? Exactly. Better be respectful now. He's a Pro Bowler. This guy, right. I don't know what he is.
Wait, was there anybody else left? What do you mean? He's like number 26.
Justin Fields was going to be a Pro Bowler, man, and he turned it down. So
I mean, if his teammate was healthy, he'd play.
Well, his teammate should have been healthy.
We've talked about this a lot on the
respectfully, I don't care about the addition. He adds nothing. He takes nothing away to the team. He has nothing for the team. He's a body. He is a jag. And at the end of the day, I doubt he makes the 53-man roster when it matters most.
Yeah, and we talked about this last week with Chris. You just don't feel confident going into this OTA period or whatever, the uncertainty around when Pat's going to be back for the offseason program with a rookie or somebody who doesn't necessarily know the program. Yeah, Chris, sure, we know him. We've seen what he can offer. Yeah, Minshew gave us the good news, or we got good news around Minshew, and there's expectation. I guess my expectation would be that he's going to be the one going forward as long as they can get him back on a good deal. But you got to kick the tires on some other guys, including in the draft. I would not be surprised or I'm expecting them to make another move in the quarterback room, or maybe another series of moves in the quarterback room before Pat is ready to go. If you're throwing up in your mouth at this unit, they need to make more changes because we know Pat's not going to be ready in time for week. At least I don't think he's going to be ready for week 1.
That's what we can sign. When Payne Jackson just walked by, so we signed him to the roster.
Well, ask him if he can play football.
I will actually.
But no, I don't see him drafting a quarterback because you're talking about these guys aren't going to be ready. You draft a quarterback, and really there's only one, maybe two, possibly decent quarterbacks in this draft right now. So nobody that the Chiefs are going to be able to draft, especially in the later rounds.
Yeah, why would you waste draft capital?
Right. So,
it's cheaper than getting somebody in free agency.
Well, I think there's a significant chance that they end up with more picks than they have currently. I anticipate a trade down at some point. Maybe they pick up a 7th and they take a flyer on somebody because he's got a skill they like. I don't know.
Yeah, but I mean, again, they might do that, but that guy is not going to be ready to play week 1 for sure. He'll just be another body, a developmental guy, maybe a practice squad guy. But, I would think that they would go and try to get a cheap veteran guy with some experience that understands that he's a backup, understands that he's at the end of his career, like a Flacco type guy. That they did last year in Cleveland, but moved him around. But, a guy similar to that's not going to cost you a lot of money, but has played and has some experience.
Yeah, and I'm just curious, why would you not bring Shane Bichelle back?
Because he was like Ola.
I'm just I know he's a little bit more experienced, and I know he started some games and done a little bit better, but I'm just throwing a lot.
Yeah, I mean, knows the system. Yeah, you're right. Cheap, should be at least. Yeah, I mean, that's the kind of guy you're looking for, really, especially to get you through OTAs and training camp. So
the other teams are not going to be knocking down his door.
Let's talk a little Pro Bowl before we get out of this first segment. Kansas City has 2 players. They had 4 named to the Pro Bowl. Only 2 go through and actually participate. Trey Smith and Creed Humphrey, as of this very taping, are going through the Pro Bowl games right now. Darren Smith was very excited to get there. Look, I don't know. I think it's cool. They want the clips. They like the idea. And I'm a fraternizer, or I'm like a guy who enjoys the socializing aspect of it. What you showing us a picture of for our audio?
It's your boy, you know what I'm saying?
Oh,
bingo card. Say, hey.
Oh my
God. Bingo card. Hey, you better.
Who do you cover? Who is your team?
What do you have to say, though? I mean, tell us about the conversation.
For those listening, Darren Smith finally got his long-awaited selfie.
No. So what happened was, he told me to tell Aaron Ladd, put some respect on him. He's a Pro Bowler. Be respectful. You know what I'm saying? Just because MU, you know what I'm saying? I mean, hey, he said chill.
You ain't got nowhere to go with that.
He said chill with the disrespect.
Did you talk to Trey Smith or Creed Humphrey, the two Pro Bowlers?
I actually did. I talked to him.
Okay.
My main message to them was, do not get hurt. This is a good event. Glad they represent Kansas City Chiefs. But do not get hurt, because we need them to protect Mahomes. But no, they actually were in good spirit. They had a lot of fun. I caught them after practice yesterday, and so I spent about 10 minutes with them before I left. But I mean, they're excited to be here, and I think Tracy leaves out tomorrow. I think Creed leaves out Thursday. But they're just here just to enjoy themselves and just take advantage of the. I think this is Trey's first Pro Bowl. I think this is Creed. Well. I think it's both their first Pro Bowl, because they have, they've been in the Super Bowl, so they're just trying to take it all in and master for the first time. And according to them, they hope to not be playing in this next year, if there is a next year. So,
right.
I think Trey missing time is a big reason why they are in this game, to be honest with you. So much of the inconsistencies in the plug and play along the offensive line went back and hurt them. On the other side of the coin, Creed Humphrey, this is news that came out since our last taping. He ends up getting this Protector of the Year finalist for this inaugural award. Does that mean anything to y'all? Does that everybody here? Y'all are so unenthused by the topics today. Y'all are
no. I'll say this. I mean, it'd be kind of hard to be the Protector of the Year when the guy you're supposed to be protecting goes down. So
he didn't get hurt in the pocket, Darren.
But come on. I mean, but still, Patrick is down. He was down for the year. So, no.
And this tell me who voted on it. I'll tell you whether it's worth anything.
It's the first time that they're giving this award out, too, right?
Yeah. First time. I forgot who it was after. Was it after? Which lineman was it after? I'm not, because I know that was the reason why they did this.
I can give you the finalists for this year. Finalists for this year: Garrett Bowles, Aaron Brewer, Creed Humphrey, Penei Sewell, Joe Tooney, and oh my goodness, I'm gonna mess this dude's name up. Quinn Miners. Oh, so close. I don't think Creed really cares about awards. He's one of those guys that's like very even keel. I remember talking to him after an AFC championship win, and he was barely cracking a smile. So I don't think this type of stuff moves him. I think he's motivated, like you were saying, Darren, to get back to a Super Bowl and not play another Pro Bowl ever again if he could help it.
Yeah, I can see probably too. I just, it's funny. I mean, I know Who plays right tackle for Detroit? I don't know. And are they? So they're awarding this Thursday night, right? At the
NFL
honors.
honors. Yep.
Okay, yeah. So that's why he's doing it. Okay. Yes.
All right, let's take our first break here on the Chief Squad Show. When we come back, hopefully our guys are more enthused about Matt Nagy and where he lands. You're listening to the Chief Squad Show on the Locked On.
Man got a job.
Gosh. Let's be real. No one wants to start a business for the joy of calculating tax withholdings or managing payroll spreadsheets. That's where Gusto comes in to take the stress out of payroll, benefits, and HR so you can focus on running your business and supporting your team. Gusto is the all-in-one, remote-friendly payroll and HR platform that makes managing your team simple, transparent, and fast. Whether you're hiring, onboarding, or paying employees, Gusto helps you do it all from one place, without the hassle or hidden fees. Unlimited payroll runs one monthly price, which means no surprise charges at the end of the month. Gusto's automated tools like offer letters, onboarding materials, and direct deposits save me hours every week. And knowing you can reach certified HR experts anytime gives you a real peace of mind. Try Gusto today at gusto.com/LockedOnNFL and get 3 months free when you run your first payroll. That's right. 3 months of free payroll at gusto.com/LockedOnNFL. One more time, that's gusto.com/LockedOnNFL. It's the last call for football on FanDuel, and one final Sunday, one last kickoff, the final chance to get in on the action before the NFL season officially comes to a close. This is Super Bowl 60, and FanDuel is making sure you're right in the middle of it all with a special offer just in time for the biggest game of the year. Whether you're backing the favorite, riding with the underdog, or building one last same-game parlay, this is the game everyone's been waiting for. This is where predictions turn into plays, stats turn into storylines, and every snap feels bigger. It's the perfect way to cap off the season and make the Super Bowl even more exciting from kickoff to the final whistle. If you're a new customer, bet just $5 and get $200 in bonus bets if you win. Make it count, because after the Super Bowl, the season is over. Last call for football on FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of Super Bowl 60. Visit FanDuel.com to get started. We are back on the Chief Squad Show here on the Locked On Podcast Network. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. A clean ad read, both of them.
I thought it was going to get you for a second.
They will be recorded very soon. Don't worry. We will knock those out. Aaron Ladd, Ryan Tracy, JC Pearson, and Darren Smith talking some Chiefs here on the eve. We're getting closer to Super Bowl 60. Let's talk Matt Nagy now. After a long road, he finally finds a home. The Giants are hiring Chiefs or former Chiefs offensive coordinator Matt Nagy to be their offensive coordinator. He now inherits what is set to be one of the best offenses on paper. Give him Jackson Dart, a young quarterback, Cam Scatterboo rehabbing off injury, and then also Malik Neighbors potentially coming back off injury as well. Darren, this is your ISO. You're the number one Matt Nagy hater that I know. No one has dedicated
a hater
microphone
Man.
than Matt Nagy. Are you?
I didn't want to mean I want the man to be unemployed. Man, fuck that, man.
Okay, so what do you make of this? Him landing with the Giants after I think he was talking to Philly. Obviously, the head coach interviews didn't work out. Is this a good landing spot for him?
Well, good is relative. I mean, look, when you talked about the quote unquote star players, I mean, all three of them are coming off of injuries. Jackson Dart has concussions every other game. Obviously, you got Scatterboo coming off the leg injury, and then of course Malik Neighbors coming off the leg injury as well. So it'll be interesting to see how well they come back. Now, I do believe Matt Nagy will actually be able to call the offense, because that's not a John Harbaugh specialty. So he'll be able to actually call the offense. So we'll see what his imprint is going to look like. Versus I guess if you think he just brush off whatever Andy Reid says. So look, I'm happy trying to land this spot. Don't get me wrong. I don't think. Again, I sit back and I look at as an owner, when I look at what the Chiefs did offensively and say, I need that guy running my offense, running my team. But Andy Reid, John Harbaugh is, part of Andy Reid's tree in some way. So, probably the same way Ron Rivera gave Andy Reid that solid with hiring EB. Same can be said for John Harbaugh. So I'm not mad at him at all. Look, I'm happy for him. I just didn't think he did. It's not that he didn't do a good job in Kansas City. I just thought he did not do as good a job as the OC before him because the offense drastically took a dip in the 3 years that he was the OC. And I'm glad he found a landing spot with the Giants, and we'll see how successful he is for now.
I have some Matt Nagy numbers. The Chiefs scoring last year, 21st, EPA per play, 11th, explosive play percentage, 26th overall. They were 32nd in 2024, 9th in EPA, and 15th in scoring in 2024. It wasn't exactly the explosiveness I'm sure you were hoping for, Darren. What do you make of where Matt Nagy landed, Ryan?
I'll put it this way, and maybe this is not the point of view everybody starts with, but this is the best position Matt Nagy's been in when he's not with Andy Reid. Dealing with Mitch Trubisky and Justin Fields, you have Dart, concussions or not, that can play this game and can elevate the guys around him. So if he can rein him in, keep him from taking unnecessary hits, that's job number one, in my opinion. But if you can get him to the point where he's comfortable throwing the concepts that he's done before and you can just start to iterate on him, I think he has the building that can help Dart become a top 10 quarterback. I think that's within the realm of possibility. Yeah, I do. Now,
so let me hold on. Let me go back because I want to ask you a question, Ryan, because we technically have not seen this unless you talk about Chicago. But what is a Matt Nagy offense? What does that look? What's his identity when it comes to an offense?
It's a great question because I don't know that he knows. But I do feel like the ringer that he got put through in Chicago was the fact that he had to be adaptable. I don't think he was adaptable quite enough, but I think that's one of the lessons learned. And I will say this, with the injuries in particular, I don't know that this is a 12-month window, but it's a 24-month window. If he can prove that he can coach Dart to that kind of performance, get to a top 10 offense, he'll be a head coach again. If he doesn't, he'll never be a head coach at all.
Yeah, I don't know about that. What makes him a head coach? What makes him head coach material, though? What has he done? He piggybacked off the Chiefs and Andy to get the Chicago job. Didn't work out. The offense, everybody said the last 3 years the offense has regressed. So what has he really done? Now, I'm happy that he got a job. No doubt about that. I never want to see anybody without a job. But I think he's getting a pass for some reason. I don't know why he doesn't. He gets a lot of compliments, but not a lot of the blame. And I'm not saying from us, but I'm just saying around the league. What makes him, like Darren's catchphrase, when you look at him, what makes you say this is the guy that I want running my team? I don't think I don't know what he's done, and like you said, you can't really say what a Matt Nagy offense is. So I don't know. Again, I'm happy for the guy and glad that he got a job, no question about it. But so
let me ask you this, both of you, if he were to get the Giants to an offense that's outputting enough to win ball games, to get to the postseason, say, is that enough? And in that process, establishes some kind of identity. Do you think that that's enough that he should get a look? I agree with you. You can't base it on where he is now, but he's getting this opportunity. If he can make the most of that.
What kind of time frame are you giving him? So, for that to happen, you're not thinking he's going to come in and turn around in one year, are you?
No, but I think it's probably got to happen in 2.
But is he, so does he get all the credit if they do well? Does he get all the credit if they don't do well? Now, Harbaugh, obviously is a well-established coach himself. He will have some input in that team and whatever. So, again,
I'll say this. I'll say
no, right? Yeah.
JC, I'll say this. I will say this. I will give Matt Nagy credit to Ryan's point if the offensive team, because again, Harbaugh's special thing is special teams. Because remember, he brought in Todd Monken from Georgia, you know what I'm saying, to work with Lamar and to improve that offense, you know, and Monken, and that's the other thing too. When Jake's talking about what you deserve, I get why the Cleveland Browns hired Todd Monken. This is his first head coaching job in the NFL, but he actually has a long resume. I'm talking about longer, you know what I'm saying? He was a head coach, Southern Miss. They were over, I think, when he took over, and then I think 3 years later they were like 9-5 or something like that, and took them to a bowl game. And then of course, you know, he left from there, became an OC, I think, with Tampa Bay. He went back to college with Georgia, and as an OC with that offense, had Stetson
Bennett.
Yeah, Stetson Bennett to 2 back-to-back national titles. Go from there to the Ravens, and Lamar was already an MVP, but Lamar won another MVP, and he probably should have won the MVP last year. So again, he actually has a history of what his offense can do and put a step in it. And because again, when he went there, Harbaugh, you know, he was hands off. Hey, that's him. So I think Harbaugh will be hands off when it comes to Matt Nagy. Again, we'll get a chance to see whatever his identity is going to be in New York. We'll get a chance to see it. Now, how it meshes or how he meshes with Dart when he's healthy, and then the other players as well. My biggest question is, and this is just to add to your point, what has he learned from the first time he was a head coach to being with Andy Reid, and what has he learned? You know, what I'm saying the 4 years, these past 4 years under Bieniemy, and then with his second stint as OC with the Chiefs, that's going to make him a better OC now, you know, with the New York Giants. So I want to see the growth that he makes. I'm not trying to put him in a position where, okay, 1-2 years he's got a top 10 head coach. No, just let me see progression in you as a play caller and what you've learned under Andy Reid, and let's see how these players grow in whatever type of offense you're going to put in. You know, you're going to put in.
Does this say anything about the offensive coordinator position in Kansas City, though? Like, what kind of – obviously, he got the job the first time, went to Chicago and that experience. But recently, the EB experience and now this, there is a little hesitance to – we've heard from these guys now 2 times in a row, I want to go somewhere where I can be the main signal caller. I wonder if that's going to be – I don't know if that's something that sticks with the position as long as Andy Reid is here, is like – you're the OC, but we all know the elephant in the room is you're cooking somebody else's groceries.
But to your point, I mean, and you all can go to it well, but that's the Andy Reid. I mean, that is the downfall of Andy Reid and his quote-unquote coaching tree, because nobody, I mean, you know, Matt Nagy got the head coaching job. Hey, you know, Rooney Rule is what it is. But if he is always going to be the quote-unquote play caller, nobody's ever going to get the credit. I mean, if you don't have trust in the people that you bring on board to where you know, I mean, even Sean McVay, then Mike Kubiak is getting a head coaching job. You know, I mean, I Kubiak, yeah. It's
I don't say that they don't get the credit. I mean, you know, you look at, I mean, he got a job after being the OC in Kansas City, a head job, didn't work out. Doug Peterson got a job after being the OC in Kansas City. EB was the only one that didn't get, you know, a head job after being the OC. But so they did get a lot of credit, and those guys, you know, I think Andy is quick to try to give those guys credit, and whether he's the guy doing it all or not, he tries to promote his guys. He tried to promote EB too. I mean, you know, you can promote him just like we saw at the press conference last week, and you got on him about promoting Nagy. So
no. The only thing I got on anybody was saying he didn't deserve a head coaching job. That's the only thing. That's the man. You know, like I said.
But I'm saying, so Andy tries to you know, whether he is the guy doing all the work and those guys are just, you know, ancillary guys. He, you know, when they win, he gives the credit to those guys. No question about that.
It's our job in the media, though. You know, the big portion of the media, you know, we just ignore that part.
Ryan, any final thoughts before we hit the break?
I hope that it can buck the trend, because if there's another failure, not that it's all Matt Nagy's fault, but I think it starts to reflect back on what the tree is and what the process coming out of Kansas City is in the future. And that maybe makes it harder to recruit other coaches.
Time for a timeout here on the Chief Squad Show. When we come back, we put our glasses on for the free agent focus and talk some Jaylen Watson. Stick with us. Tax season doesn't have to take over your life. This year, TurboTax is making it easier than ever just to hand things off and move on with your day. With TurboTax Full Service, you can have your taxes done for you by a trusted local expert, start to finish, without the stress or guesswork. Instead of spending hours trying to figure out forms, you can meet with a local TurboTax expert in person or connect online. They handle everything from W-2s to self-employed forms and work to get you every deduction. You can upload your documents, go on about your day, and get updates right in the TurboTax app. It's a huge time saver and gives real peace of mind knowing an expert is handling it. For a limited time, you can have your taxes done by a local TurboTax expert for just $150. All in. If a TurboTax expert doesn't file for you last year, just file by February 28th. Take taxes off your plate and get back to your life. Visit TurboTax.com/local to book your appointment today.
Boy, took some classes, Darren, didn't he? Huh?
Well, hooked on phonics, Brian. That's the word.
He's like, while he's at MU, he might as well take a couple speech therapy courses or something, huh?
Yeah.
Man.
School of Communication.
School of Journalism. Aaron Ladd, J.C. Pearson, Darren Smith, and Ryan Tracy, focusing on some free agents, some unrestricted free agents for Kansas City entering this pivotal offseason. Let's turn to another defensive back, Jaylen Watson, who was drafted by Kansas City and has played and successfully in Kansas City, but now tough decisions have to be made. Could depart the team due to the salary cap situation Kansas City is going through. Here's some projections from Spotrac, Bleacher Report, and others. Spotrac has him at 3 years, 37.5 with about 12.5 per year. Bleacher Report, 3 years, 40 to 49, which is in that same range. Over the cap, about $15 million per year, with the Titans and Green Bay Packers reportedly potential landing spots. JC, our resident DB.
Good for him. Happy for the young
man. You think he's gone? You're just letting him go?
Well, I don't think that they can sign him, especially to those numbers, even though the cap has gone up and all. And Trent, just like when they seem to get these guys, and like Sharkhandrick way back, came in and they developed, played well, and then they couldn't afford him, and he's gone on and had a great career. But I'm happy for Jaylen. He's a big corner, 6'2", long, can run, can press coverage, all that. Happy for him. I mean, you want to get a chance and develop and do all those things and become a great player, and then make that. Get you a big contract. Unfortunately, I don't think they're going to be able to give it to him in Kansas City, but he deserves it, and more power to him. That's part of the business side of the NFL. And the thing why I would say that that they would sign Trent before they sign him is because Trent does more things. Jaylen is a big, long guy, outside corner. Trent does that as well, but then Trent moves down inside and can play nickel. Can do they're both physical, they both tackle well, they both do all those things, but it's different playing inside in that slot. And Trent does that very well also. But both of those guys, happy for both of those guys, and they're going to get paid accordingly.
Deservedly too.
Yep, and deservedly.
Ryan, what you think? Is there any chance? Is there any chance? I mean, I know we're talking about, and the commenters are even saying, hey, it's Watson or McDuffie. Is there a world in which you can make a McDuffie deal and bring Watson back, or am I dreaming?
I think Trent's going to command enough that I don't think it would be smart for Trent to take so much of a sweetheart deal that you could afford them both, to be honest. I do think that there is a possibility that if you're staring at 25, 26, 27 million a year for Trent McDuffie, as his representatives are going to try to push him towards the sauce numbers, maybe it turns into a tag situation where that does make it a bit more affordable. You're not tied down long term, and then maybe you do shore up Jalen for a longer contract. I still have a hard time seeing that, especially with what I'm getting. The vibe is I don't know that Brian Cook's going anywhere, and they're going to have to extend him if they want to keep him. That secondary is getting awful expensive, awful fast if they try to keep all three of those guys.
And you know, look, let me say this, and that's a good thing for those players, but that also shows just how well. And look, and this is through no fault of anybody. This shows an excellent job of the scouting department, Brett Veach and drafting these players, and Coach Spags coaching these players, and Dave Merritt as well, coaching these players to where they're in a position like this to where they can get life-changing generation type money. So, you know, however, and I'm just saying, however it turns out, whether they're here or not, we should be happy for these players because, you know, because they all did it, you know, these players are actually doing it the right way. And even Charkandrick West and my guy who was safety that didn't get no, not Reed. No, I'm talking about that was drafted for 2019 that was the first rookie that started. Oh God, he played for Pittsburgh last year. Oh gosh,
Nelson?
No.
Talking about Jalen Ramsey?
No. He was a safety here. Hurt his knee. His rookie year as the team was going to the Super Bowl. Juan Thornhill, yeah. Oh yeah, Juan Thornhill. So I'm saying, so again, all those players and for whatever reason, the Chiefs have done an excellent job on drafting these quarterbacks to where you put them, you know, they just done an excellent. Even L'Jarius Sneed, you know, the Chiefs were wise enough. They tagged them, but were tagged them to where they could treat him as well and got some value from him. But even he got life-changing money going over to Tennessee. Whether it's worked out or not, you know, that's another story. But, you know, I'm saying, but the Chiefs have done an excellent job of scouting and drafting these quarterbacks to put them in these positions to where they can command this kind of money.
Yeah, and I would say another reason why I don't think they definitely don't bring both of those guys back is because they've got guys that are behind them that got the opportunity to play that showed that they can line up and play. Christian Fulton, once he got the chance to play at the end of the year, played very well. Noah Williams, another kid that they drafted out of Cal when they got the opportunity to play, they showed that they can play and not just be a sub, but they can play every down and be successful. So when you see that also, you know, you say, well, maybe we can move on from this guy, or maybe we can tag him and trade him or whatever, trying to get something for him, because it's not so imperative that we pay him, because we know that we've got guys behind them that can step in and play that are going to be a lot cheaper than what they'd have to pay them.
And JC, look, I've been saying that for like the last 4 or 5 years, especially with Patrick going into his big contract. And Ryan, you agree, disagree, but what I've always said was, Brett Veach and them, they have had to hit on the scouting department when you draft these players, because even the free agents that they're signing, they're not signing, you know, they'll sign maybe one big free agent, you know, granted in 19, they did two because they brought in Frank Clark and they brought in Tyrann Matthews. But after that, it was Justin Reed that was the big signing, you know, after Matthews left. But what the Chiefs have done is that with Patrick being on the big money deal, they will sign their own homegrown players to these big money deals. Chris Jones, Travis Kelce, you know, and what we're seeing now. But they've done such a good job with drafting, you know, obviously when they needed to remake the offensive line after the Tampa Bay debacle, you know, so I mean they did the whole offensive line, but then also all the players that they've gotten in the draft. But it's like they will sign a few players to those big money deals, and everybody else, they're, you know, and the Chiefs have always done this. Their rookie classes, they always mix them in day one of training camp. The rookies are practicing with the starters on the first team, second team, or whatever, and then the preseason come around. They're getting a lot of reps with the starters. So when the season starts and they come into play, the lights aren't too bright. So the Chiefs are getting maximum value out of all their draft picks year in and year out, to where you get to year four. You know, year four for most of them. Okay, well the Chiefs will let you go get a payday. from someone else. And if you can't get it, then then we know what the market is for you. Maybe we can afford you, maybe we can't. So, again, the Chiefs do, this is by their own doing, but again, it's not a bad thing. It's a good thing because a lot of the players have happened to work out for them.
It seems like it always happens in the defensive back room too. It seems like from a Kansas City perspective, institutionally, they're like, hey, we're going to opt for somebody else to pay these guys. We're going to get what we can out of the rookie deals. And then when they've exceeded their value.
But Spags, look, they know what they're looking for. And so the players that they're drafting here, I mean, they're playing right away and contributing right away. I mean, that's just, which, again, the depth, because, before you always ask me, why we always feel like we drafted 2 or 3 DBs every draft? I'm like, that's what Spags like. And, I mean, we see how it's paying off for them.
Because it's the toughest position to play, and then they find the guys that can do it. Yeah. Sorry, Ryan. Go ahead, bro.
I agree completely. And then I was just going to say that it's synchronization. Like, this is the strength of the front office because I think they're tied into the coaching staff. And I think they're step on the DBs. Some other positions, they're not that much in sync. And there's other areas where they need to improve how they approach it as an organization, not just the front office or the staff.
Mm-hmm.
Watson set career highs, 63 tackles, 2 interceptions in the 15 regular season starts, was a 7th-round pick in 2022, surrendered a 79 passer rating in coverage in 2025, was PFF's 13th graded overall corner, included number 6 in run defense. A really good year and a really nice guy. I mean, go ahead, Ryan.
Most importantly, played the most snaps of his career in any given season. He was there, and it wipes out his previous injury concerns because he put in almost 900 snaps.
And this is the other thing too. I'm sorry, and JC will know this. This is the other thing too, man. These cornerbacks, they took after the mentality of Merritt and Spags, like talking to him in the locker room. Look, even LeJarry Sneed, they wanted the number 1 wide receiver. Literally, LeJarry Sneed should have been a Pro Bowl All-Pro his last year because he went up against every Pro Bowl first team and shut them down. I think the only player who might have got something or might have been Devontae Adams, and I can't remember if that was 22 or 23, that had a decent game against the Chiefs at home. But other than that, he shut down every number 1 receiver that year, and everybody knew it. When he left, of course, the question was going to be, could Trent do it? Trent wanted that smoke as well. I think he might have got a little bit injured or something. And, but then Watson was also that person, they wanted to lock up these receivers one-on-one. They didn't want to, they wanted to follow them. They wanted to do whatever it took. It wasn't like, I need to stay on one side. No, whoever it was, they want. And so that type of mentality is something that you would hope that a lot of these players would have, and that's just how they operate, man. That's why
I know we're doing this game now where it's like it's either one or the other. Is there a world in which they end up with both or neither of these guys when we're talking about?
I can see a world where neither of them are here. I can see a world where neither of them are here because the price is what it is,
And they have so many holes, and they've got guys that they know behind them that they know that can play now. Before Christian got the opportunity to play the last few games of the season, he was on the outs. He wasn't in the plans. He played his way back into the plans. And I remember talking to him, and he was like, man, after, I hurt my ankle early, and then they just, I don't know why they won't give me a shot anymore. And he couldn't wait to get a chance. And when he did, like other people, you gotta be ready when your opportunity presents itself and take advantage of it. And he definitely did that and played his way back into the plans, I think. And, I think that they will bring one of those back. And again, like I said, no disrespect to Jaylen, but I think if they have to choose one, they're going to choose Trent because he does more things. He's like getting 2 guys in one, playing in the slot.
First round draft pick. Yeah. I mean, he's always going to start with his first round.
Yeah, but again, Jaylen played well, and any team would want him being the size that he is, 6'2", a big long corner. We see all these receivers tend to be getting taller and longer, and you got to match up with them. So he played well. And one thing that I would say about him this year and having a good year is, remember, we didn't get any pressure on the quarterbacks, so he's got to stay in coverage longer because we're not getting to the quarterback. Even when we did blitz, we weren't getting there. So, he had to hang on longer than, the years like when L'Jarius was here, when we were getting after quarterbacks and stuff. But so yeah, I give the guy a lot of props, man, and happy for him.
Time for our last break here on the Chief Squad Show. When we come back, we talk Super Bowl 60. Stick with us. This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. February can be a lot. Flowers, candy, stuffed animals, and so much talk about relationships. And it can honestly feel like everyone else has it all together in their love life. But here's the truth. Whether you're married, dating, single, or just focusing on you, most people are still figuring it out. And no matter where you are in your romantic journey, therapy can help you find your way. It can help you get clear on what you want, what feels heavy, and how to take some pressure off yourself. It can help you communicate better, set healthier boundaries, and stop carrying everything alone. And even when you're not in a relationship right now, therapy can help you feel more confident in what you want moving forward. The biggest thing, it reminds you that you're not behind, you're right on time. BetterHelp has licensed therapists in the United States, and they do the initial matching work for you so you can focus on your goals. And if you want to switch therapists, you can do that at any time. Sign up and get 10% off at betterhelp.com/lockedon. That's BetterHelp.com/lockedon. I'm considering that a clean day as far as ad reads are concerned. We've definitely had some worse ones. I'll take the wins where we can get them. Aaron Ladd, Ryan.
Hold on. Don't say we. You.
Okay.
You the one to read the right.
Yes, I'll take the wins. J.C. Pearson and Darren Smith.
You heard it.
Super Bowl 60, man. Yeah, go ahead, J.C.
Man, we don't care about Seattle and New England. No, what do you guys think about the Hall of Fame? Who do you think is going to get in? A lot of talk that Belichick didn't get in, Kraft didn't get in, Who
was the other? So I don't think it was in it. So I think the other two are just players. I think the players get in, man, especially with the way.
Which ones?
I think Roger Craig gets in. You can get up to 3. I think Roger Craig gets in. I'm not sure who the other two were.
I hope Roger gets in. He deserves it. He really does, man.
Yeah.
Good dude. Played with them in Minnesota. Man, he deserves it.
Now, I think who was the quarterback for the Bengals or Kenny Anderson? Was Kenny Anderson?
Does it have to be 3 of the old guys?
No.
There's only 5 total, right?
It's 5 total. So what happens is that if nobody were to get in, the highest what a person would have got it would have probably been Belichick, but since he got 39, so is 1 or 3, 1, 2, or 3 of the players. And that's it.
There's some good players. Who do you think out of the players are getting in?
You talking about the players or in that group with Kraft and Belichick?
No, the players, because it all adds up, right? I mean,
no, that's separate. I think the wide receiver from
Fitzgerald.
Yeah, Fitzgerald. I think he gets it. I need some names.
Eli Manning.
Wait, I thought you was this big time media guy. We can throw anything out there. You should know.
Hold on.
Put yourself in us big media.
Hold on. Like the Hall of Fame people, like they should be doing. I can say yes, they deserve to be in, or no. So
do you have a vote? You got to vote. Who'd you vote for?
Oh, I didn't vote for Eli Manning. I can tell you that much. But I would say
is Frank Gore up to your standards right now?
Yeah, Frank Gore got the longevity. I mean, you could tell the story of football without him, but I think because that's like Jason Witten. Jason Witten, I don't think is a Hall of Famer, but he played for the Cowboys and Jerry Jones to have that influence. I don't know.
So that's your threshold. Could you tell the story of football without these people? That's your threshold.
That's a lot of. I mean, like. There's a Hall of Fame, there's a Hall of Good. I mean, Deion Sanders said there should be levels to it. So I agree with that.
So where do you put the kicker?
Huh?
Where do you put the kicker? The kicker from the dynasty? That's the question, because I personally don't get to vote. So I'm very eager to know.
I would have put Gary Anderson in had he made that damn field goal in 1998 for the Vikings. I'd have put him there. But I'm
Thanks for
still
that.
sore about
Yeah.
that one. Um,
I think
I don't
Frank
know.
gets in. This is not
I think
not the first time, right? So he's
no. This is first time. His first time. I think he
this
gets
Frank's
in.
first time?
Yeah,
It is.
Wow.
I think
Yeah,
he gets in. I think. I know Fitzgerald gets in. I'm wondering if his daddy had to recuse himself though.
Drew
I can't remember
Brees.
yeah, Drew Brees gets in.
You
Is
think
there
First
so?
anybody
ballot.
else?
Drew Brees is a first ballot Hall of
Think
Famer.
so?
I think
so.
I think he does. Yeah, I think he gets in.
In this class, it seems like it.
I mean, there's first of all, there's a lot of wide receivers, and I saw a clip where Monday morning quarterback, gosh, I'm gonna lose all these names, but
You
he
started
talked
drinking
about
already before the show, or
but he talked about how Torrey Holt and some of these other wide receivers on Hall of Fame. I'm like, bro, what do those are the type of people that need to have their votes taken away because a Kurt Warner or a Peyton Manning don't win these don't get to the Hall of Fame or don't win these Super Bowls without these without these wide receivers. And so I don't know. I gotta look at the list while you all are talking. I gotta see who we find this on. This is driving me crazy.
Well, they come out with it on Thursday, so be interesting. There's some guys I mean, there's that honor of being the first first ballot guy, but I don't know. I mean, are there guys first ballot guys? I mean, I guess Fitzgerald, right? But I mean, how does Belichick how does he not get in? You put the personal.
So here we go. We got Willie Anderson, tackle, Drew Brees, Jari Evans, Larry Fitzgerald, Frank Gore, Torrey Holt, I think Luke Kuechly might get in. Terrell Suggs, Eli Manning, Adam Vinatieri. I think it got down. I think it got watered down even for that. So, but I would say
he played long enough. And this is all a popularity contest, or it's like everybody's got their own criteria on what they think qualifies as a Hall of Famer. What did Luke Kuechly have, like a 6-year prime?
Yeah.
But Vinatieri, man,
I like to see Darren Woodson get in.
Vinatieri's got to get in, man. If you're looking at
yeah.
I mean, Vinatieri's got to get in.
It's right on the edge, right?
But there's only 2 kickers in the Hall of Fame, right?
That's the thing.
Which is crazy. And what
about Woodson?
What about Woodson? And who else? I mean, gosh.
Yeah, I mean, so if you put a gun in my head, I'd say Larry Fitzgerald, I'd say Frank Gore, I'd say Adam Vinatieri, and it would be a flip between Jason Witten and Darren Woodson. I feel like a Cowboy will get in. To me, Jason Witten is just not a Hall of Famer, but that's just me. But I can see Woodson. Woodson, he contributed to those 3 Super Bowl titles with the Cowboys and should have been in a long time ago. I feel like Reggie Wayne, along with Torrey Holt, should be in. But man, the problem is, man, even if you try to increase it, it's just so many backlogs where players probably should have won, or probably should have got in before. But then you had other players that are even more deserving that should have got in. I mean, and now the big question is, with the reports of Robert Kraft and Bill Belichick not getting in, is this going to affect Tom Brady when it's his turn to come around?
No way, Tom Brady.
I mean, well,
Is
the
whole thing tainted now?
JC, but JC,
what?
We never thought that Bill Belichick was, we never thought this would happen with him, did we not?
Tom Brady will be a first ballot.
But we also, I'm saying, up until a week or two ago, we just said the same thing about Bill Belichick. He's a shoo-in. He's a cinch. If he's not a Hall of Famer, what the hell is a Hall of Famer?
I agree with that. I think he should be a first ballot, no question. But there's some personal feelings out there, and people that didn't vote for him or somebody.
But the same can be said about Brady. Brady cheated, Deflategate. He benefited from Spygate. Come on now.
Who didn't? Everybody
I think
cheated.
the voters have a different view of the two of them.
Well, they got caught, JC.
Yeah, and
Well,
what's they say? You ain't cheating, you ain't trying. Everybody's stealing signals. Everybody trying to do whatever. That ain't got nothing to do with his legacy. Tom Brady still, yeah.
I'm stealing this podcast.
So yeah, but like Ryan was saying, I think there's two very different people think completely differently about both of those guys.
okay, so I told you I think gonna make. So who you want think gonna make the Hall of Fame?
I think
With your
Eli Manning gets
reasons,
in. That's a controversial one, but I think
He's not
being in
getting
the big media market.
Well, you asked the man what he thought.
I'm just
tell you why you're wrong.
I'm just saying. I mean, it's already been out. I mean, it's already been out. He's not getting in. So I'm just like, I'm trying to save you. Okay. But,
Wait, it got announced already?
No. I'm saying
Thursday.
he was. I'm saying he was one of the people that I don't think even made it to the final round. That's all I'm saying. He's not getting to the Hall of Fame. So, okay, but who else do you think is going?
Why don't you tell us? You know who already is in and who's out there. So
I'm not, because I've been sworn to secrecy from a Hall of Fame voter. I can't tell you who actually got.
How did you get a Hall of Fame vote? I think that's the better question.
No. I don't have. I'm saying I don't have a Hall ofAme vote, but I know Hall of Fame voters. Okay, I talked to
This
three
whole
of them.
time we thought
They
that
don't
you
know.
had
Yeah.
a Hall of Fame
Hold
vote.
on.
Hold on. Wow. First of all, if I had a Hall of if I had a Hall of Fame vote, Bill Belichick would have gotten in. They're like you said,
You would have been the deciding vote,
just off of your one vote, right?
right?
Well, hey, he missed out by one vote, so yeah.
Shadur would be in too, I'm sure, if it was up to you.
Already.
Well, he would be. Well, he's a Pro Bowler, so hey, that's a good start. That's a good start. He's a Pro Bowler. Be respectful. Be mindful.
Okay, we have got our first show from Radio Row in
man.
San Francisco down. We got one
You'll
more
get
to
a
go this
second
week.
one on Thursday.
Yeah, we'll discuss the actual matchup between the New England Patriots and the Seattle Seahawks. Ryan, how about you give us your are you at liberty to give your prediction for that game?
Well, he can only go one of two ways.
Well, yeah, it's an A or B situation here, but I'm gonna lead with my heart still. I think the more drama-proof team is probably New England, but I'm here for the Seahawks. I think being able to have guys like Walker, they had that serious injury early, right, and have him come back, Darnold, and this whole drama about Minnesota walking away from him and throwing him away, and now he's in a position to do something. I don't know that they'll have to lean on him as much. He certainly hasn't had to propel that team this whole time, but I'm leaning towards my heart saying Seahawks.
All right,
we'll real storyline for this besides a revenge, rematch or whatever. Is there really a storyline for this?
I don't know. You got one? Because I'm not hearing much.
Drake May. Y'all been clamoring for the next generation. He could at least enter into that conversation with a ring, or at least more doors would be open to him with a ring.
He didn't beat Mahomes for it, so yeah, I guess.
All right, thank you so much.
Darnold getting people fired. He ain't even there anymore. Getting the GM in Minnesota fired.
You know what I'm saying?
We'll try to dig up some
all
storylines.
AFC, you know what I'm saying? Coaches getting fired, you know what I'm saying? And Patrick ain't even in the playoffs and he getting coaches fired because they can't get to the Super Bowl when he's not in there.
Until next time, fellas, stay safe and make good decisions, especially you, Darren Smith.
Oh, no, because I'm ready to go to the Super Bowl party without y'all. I'm out of here. Peace.